See the law of this jungle is as old and as real as the sky. And the wolf that abides will prosper, but a wolf that breaks it will die. You see out here in this jungle, we run it forward and back. For the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack. I used to run with the pack, nowadays I run for the pack. Represent from the front to the back, balls in my heart, my city on the map. I was in the field, you sitting on the bench. See me in the gym, rep till I'm bench. Sweat till I win, that's a victory stench. Yeah, we stay ready for the war, man, I settle in the score. Settle it. Right now I'm with the hype, I ain't in it for the light. I was down on the ground, now I'm up for the fight. I'm on it. Seaside at the dark, now it's into the light. Alpha mode, down for my team. I wake up and I'm chasing a dream. Done dirt, but my crep stay clean. Send for me, view, boy, I am me. Look at my count with the verses. Clean sheet in him, and I'm on the verse with. Prize fighter, I'm taking the purses. Death match and death, I'm leading hearses. The law of this jungle, we run it forward and back. For the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack. See out here in this jungle, we run it forward and back. For the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack.
Another day, another game at Anfield for the second time in 2023, for the fourth time in just over 50 days. The old gold face off against the Reds of Liverpool once more, having had a slightly controversial draw here in the FA Cup at the start of January. Will pick up a victory here to maintain their upturn in form. Team news on the way very shortly. There's João Gomez amongst those involved. I'm Mikey Burrows. Alongside me, as ever, is the Hall of Famer Andy Thompson. And Tomo, we've been here before, very recently, in fact. We know everything there is to know about Liverpool, surely. So how do you think it's going to go today?
Well, who knows? I'm sure Liverpool are going to be worried about the Wolves coming here after the events of the last three games. The draw, as you mentioned there, the draw here, the loss in the FA Cup, and then the 3-0 victory more recently. So it's going to be interesting the way that they're going to look. He's putting out the side that he thinks is going to win the game, Klopp, but there's going to be definitely confidence in the Wolves side. That they know they can hurt Liverpool, and that's what it's all about. They've got to try and get at them, make sure it's so difficult, because that was what we did really well at the Molineux. We made it really hard for them, especially from them early stages where we got those 2 goals. So I think much of the same again tonight.
Have you ever been in a situation where you've played the same team so many times in such a short space of time?
Yeah, so you get when the old times when you used to get a lot of replays and the games went on until somebody actually got a victory. So look, both teams will probably know ins and outs of each team, about the players, about what's going to happen. The difference when we first come in is Van Dijk's back into the side. But again, there's possibilities there. There's possibilities about scaring Liverpool, getting at them, making it difficult for them. And I just think that they'll be on tender hooks, especially after the big loss what they had against Real Madrid as well. So it's going to be important that Wolves get on the front foot against Liverpool tonight.
I was going to say, how do Wolves go about things? Because there was a good performance on Friday night for the majority of the game at Craven Cottage. And I posted a few things on social media a couple of days later, Tomo. I know you don't read my tweets. But
you know, got social media, mate.
Well, that's exactly the point. But there's generally a feeling, whereby it took a very good goal for Fulham to get something. And obviously there's a good save from Jose Sarr at the end. But those were the 2 opportunities that Fulham had clear-cut in that second half. And the goal they score from, majority of time, probably goes over the bar or wide. So actually, Wolves can maybe feel a bit hard done by they didn't get all 3.
Yeah, it was. But look, they've got to learn from that. So that first half, I thought we played really well against Fulham. But you've got to get that second goal. You've got a lot of pressure. You've got a lot of play. You're doing well with the ball. You're putting pressure on Fulham. Fulham were struggling against the way that Wolves played. And that's why you've got to try and kill teams off. And that's been the difference about a lot of our games this year, where we have been on top, we've had possession, and we haven't killed teams off. And it always comes back to bite you when you don't do it. Look, it's an exceptional goal. The strike, Solomon. But if you want to have a look at the negative, he's right-footed, shouldn't be showing him inside onto his stronger foot, should be pushing him down the line, and Semedo should know that. So again, it's a bit of a learning curve from them as well when you're playing against teams. You know that people are capable in this league of punishing you when you think that you're pretty safe and you're not going to concede, but it just shows you the quality that's in this Premier League. So,
Anna Solomon, by the way, Tomo, I mean, clearly he works on it because he did exactly the same last night, didn't he?
Well,
Against Leeds in the FA Cup.
Well, he scored, was it 4 goals in 4 games, I think scored. Yeah. So it just shows you that he's on a rich vein of form, goal scoring as well. But these are the things in the Premier League you've got to try and nullify, because teams will hurt you, teams will come at you, and there's no doubt about it. It's the best league in the world, and it's there for a reason, because it's got the best players in the world in it. And that's what you've got to try and think about. You've got to try and make sure you limit opportunities for teams. And again, it's a learning curve against Fulham. We were well on top. I think the injury to Kunar hit us as well. I think that just unsettled us, because I thought for an hour we were the best team, and then all of a sudden got an injury, and I think it was about 5 minutes after that we conceded. So it just shows you how important that the shape is, that the formation is, and that the players get on board with it straight away. No matter what player or positions they get into, you need to try and nullify that.
Let's have a look at the team news for today. Julian Lopetegui making one change. No Mateus Cunha in the Matchday squad. There was good news about his injury in the pre-match press conference yesterday, but they've clearly decided not to risk him tonight. Pedro Neto comes in on the bench. João Moutinho steps into the starting lineup. You can see Hugo Bueno there, who was man of the match on Friday, keeps his place in the back four of Semedo, Dawson, Kilman and Bueno, which looks fairly settled as things stand. The question mark, Tomo, comes kind of in the midfield, really. We kind of accept these days that Mateus Nunes plays a bit further forwards. It's whether it's a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3. It's a subtle difference. What are you expecting from them either way tonight?
I just think that we've seen it in the past, that we've seen they do that rotation. They're quite comfortable to play various positions on the park, in wide positions, in midfield, that number 10 role. They're happy to do that, and that rotation to a certain degree. But that's what they've got to do. They've got that flexibility, and that's what I like about this Wolves side. There's that flexibility about where they can go, what they can do, the little pockets that they can get into as well, that are going to cause problems to teams. And I think that it's also crucial that players adjust depending on the circumstances against the opposition. Where are the spaces? Where are the gaps? And that's the thing that you've got players out there who are quality, and they soon find out the gaps and the weaknesses of teams, and that's what it's all about. And the formation will change depending on the way that the opposition play, because they can adapt to the way that they're going to try and take advantage of it.
Right, we are going to hear from a man who scored the winner the last time Wolves won in the Premier League here at Anfield a little bit later on. Former Wolves captain Sam Ricketts, who has managed against Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool, will join us here at Anfield as well. And we want your thoughts on the team news. João Moutinho, does he play as a 10? Does he play as a number 8? Is it 4-3-3? Is it 4-2-3-1? Let us know your thoughts on that. Raúl Jiménez starting again, of course. We'll talk more about him in a couple of minutes' time. We'll hear from Mateus Nunes in a second, but let's look back at the best from Friday night. With an early diagonal at Semedo, wins it in the air. Important that he did so. Neves back out to the right to Semedo. Down the line for Jiménez, and Semedo's continued his run, and here is Semedo. Clever pull back. It's Sarabia, hits it straight at the goalkeeper.
Got to hit it first time.
Mateus back to Dawson. Early one, flicked on, keep a header on by Sarabia. Controlled by Jiménez to Sarabia, trying to cut through the middle. Out to Mateus on the inside left. Right footed cross towards the far post. Jimenez heading it back down. Sarabia trying to set himself! Pablo Sarabia finds the bottom corner and Wolves lead at Craven Cottage. The first goal in a Wolves shirt for Pablo Sarabia, and didn't he finish it superbly?
I'll tell you what, there's a bit of class there. It was all about the quality in, but it's the vision of Jimenez as well, wasn't it? Heading back. Sarabia, I thought he'd had too long on it again. He had another touch on it. This time he's hit it with his right foot away from the keeper.
Couple of step overs, trying to find some space to cross. Instead we'll turn and pull it back to Mateus. Mateus trying to lift it in. Neves with a header over the top of the crossbar. Another really good opportunity. 24,339. Jimenez's header just wide.
I'll tell you what, I'm just watching it from here. There's a little push on him.
I just send it back to him. Fulmer just building a bit of momentum. Solomon up against Semedo, putting it forward, trying to curl one. Oh, what a goal! Finds the bottom corner. Jose Sarr couldn't reach it. Followed the back on level terms. Dawson's header, and it loops onto the roof of the net. It got a deflection on its way.
Yeah.
Lukic, right on the right side to Wilson, up towards the edge of the box. Wilson sets himself, plays it wide to Tete. Tete, left-footed cross towards the far post. Vinicius, what a save by Jose Sarr! Unbelievable stop from the Wolves goalkeeper, throwing himself at full stretch to his right-hand side.
Mateus, how did you find it out there today?
I mean, we played really well. I think we should have a better results, especially because we had a lot of chances in the first half. But that's football, we didn't score, and I think they hadn't shot once before they scored the goal. But yeah, I just think we can only get better from this, and I think we're in good position now.
So do you think we deserve to come away with more than a draw here today?
For sure, like I said, in the first half especially, we played really good. In the second half, not so much. I think we lost control of the game a little bit. But yeah, we draw. We wanted the victory for sure, but heads up, we're going to keep working.
Well, in that first half, it's a first Wolves goal for Pablo Sarabia. Are you pleased for your teammate?
Of course, I mean, it doesn't matter who scores the goal, but I'm pleased for him because we play together in Sporting. And I just hope he scored and give more assists to help the team.
Well, we've got a difficult run of fixtures on the horizon. With those fixtures in mind, how important was that point here tonight?
I mean, I think, especially because of the position we are in the table, every point now is going to be crucial until the end of the season. We're in a position where we can't lose, we can't afford to lose any game. So our focus is on the next game, and then after the next game, and we're just going to put our focus in the next game, because I think that's the most important way the best way to try to get as most points we can. And then yeah, that's it.
Do you have a busy weekend now in preparation for Liverpool?
Sorry?
Do you have a busy weekend now in preparation for Liverpool?
Of course, it's going to be. We don't have a lot of time, and I think we just have to recover really fast and then get ready for the next game.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Mateus.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He's aware that 1 in 8,333 make the cut, and so he's thinking about scoring while he's lacing up. He made sure he ate good and got his 8 hours in. The gaffer told him just focus, and you'll do nothing but win. And even though the things on Snap kept on buzzing down his phone, he had a little peek, he swiped right, but he made sure he left them alone. It's no distractions, I've gotta keep that hunger and focus. Check my kick back twice and remove that chip off my shoulders. Can't be late, I'm trying to be the first one to the ground. Headphones in, I'm vibing, bucking, listening to SR and Pounds, thinking it's nerves. But then I think, some of these man just talk enough. Take it easy, and don't go too intense on the warm-up. Man like Kai, quick firms, but you know he's gonna be marking me. I can't get caught flat-footed, and he knows just how sharp I'll be. Match scenario, 1 inch of space, and then I'm in there. Quick 1, 2, boom, first goal, that's me, get in there. Calm down, I gotta keep myself composed, and I can't get too gassed, because it wasn't the cleanest of goals. I need another. To go first team, I have to make a statement. Remember, talent can only take you so far. It's the hard work that sticks out blatant. You know Ryan's got a ping on him, so when he gets it, you're gone. Fake coming short for the ball, then drop the shoulder, race on. Are you a speedy one, bro? Is the defender kinda slow? And if so, it's all about that first touch towards the goal. Because if it's dead, then you're given time to make up the ground. And if it's good, you hit the back of the net, make that beautiful sound. The gaffer's watching, he's making notes, and then you see his assistant walk up. He tells you that they're impressed and that you've earned yourself a call up. Then he says, wait, before you even think about making the team, make sure you go home and get those dirty boots clean. Man, this is nuts, I'm shaking. Wait till I tell my mum and the bros. I'm gassed, I've been grafting for this, but still kinda mad I've been chose. Crazy, anticipation. Use all the emotions to feed desire and fuel performance. Tell your boys you're locked tough and tomorrow's game is enormous. Match day, you're in the tunnel. Put yourself at the back of the line. Close your eyes for a second. When you open them again, it's your time. Wolves, next gen.
Do you have what it takes? It's the strategy, the discipline, the anticipation, the defeats, the victories, the people who get it, the people who don't. We are Wolves Women, and we are their official FX trading partner.
Matchday live here at Anfield. I'm Mikey Burrows, the Hall of Famer Andy Thompson alongside me. You might just be able to see over Tomo's shoulder. Former Wolves captain Sam Ricketts has arrived. We will hear from him a little bit later on as we count down to kick-off here on Matchday Live. Tomo, a lot of people reacting to João Moutinho being in the starting lineup. Not all of them entirely confident. Martin says, be surprised if we get anything tonight. Jay says, can't see that starting lineup creating much, keeping it tight first half, and hopefully Podence or Adama can come on to create something. What's your thoughts on it? Because Moutinho is going to be naturally deeper than Cunha was on Friday, and then Daniel Podence or anybody else would play that position.
Look, he's an experienced player. He's never let us down. And we know what he's about. We know how he puts in, and he worked great as well. And look, he plays alongside Neves really well as well. So you got the three Portuguese lads in there, and look, he's able to adjust. He doesn't play that many games. Was it nearly 1,000 games he's played? So you don't play that many for being a bad player. So he's able to adjust. And I said that earlier on about being able to adapt. And he's definitely going to be one of those players who understands the game. Will adapt to it depending on why Liverpool are playing. But look, I've got no fears at all that he's in there. Look, if he runs out of legs or he's struggling, we've got enough on the bench that we can change. And this manager's an experienced manager. He knows what it takes to win games. He knows what about the players. He's got a better understanding with the time that he's had now with them. And that's going to be important. But this manager won't be afraid to make changes and make those subs early if things aren't working. Because that's the thing that he does really well, that if he sees a problem or he spots a problem, he will change it.
Yeah, I mean, look, João Moutinho, as you know, I mean, thank you for teaming me up for it, by the way. Tonight is his 791st club career game, the 527th time that he started a league game in his career. And let me double check for you. It is the 936th game if you count the internationals. So, yes, he is incredibly experienced. Whether he is effective in that role, only time will tell. We will talk more about that, and we'll talk a bit more about the shape with Sam Ricketts coming up very shortly. But, of course, it's been more than 12 years since Wolves last won here in the league. The man who scored the winning goal that night is Stephen Ward. And I've been catching up with him, talking about some pretty special memories.
Oh, great memories. But listen, great memories of the week when we turned them over 3-0 at home. So, listen, always special memories for me. Funny enough, I always keep an eye out on when Wolves go there, see that they get a result, see that they get a win, always hoping they do well. But, listen, great memories for me, great times. And, I suppose it's strange. I think I spoke to you about it before. You only probably look back at those moments and memories of your career when you do retire, and still something that I remember fondly and still probably get remembered more than anything for.
Can you believe that it's like 13 years this year?
No, it's crazy. It's crazy. I was only speaking to Foles about it the other day. We were talking about, we were actually in the car on the way to Bracklin. We were talking about a couple of staff members that we had that he bumped into. And we were, that were at Wolves at the time we were there. And it seems that long ago. It's sometimes it's a blur because I obviously had Burnley in between that for 6 years. And actually, when you retire, you sort of remember, the memories start flowing back. I think when you're playing, it's just sort of, you're concentrating on season, next game, next season. It's game after game, and we had a good conversation about people that we worked with, where they are now, and what they're doing. So yeah, no, listen, it seems a long time ago, but when I think about it, it seems only like yesterday. It's really strange.
We've been there quite a few times and been unlucky in that time. You mentioned though the result a couple of weeks ago. Does that have an effect, do you think, coming into this one? I mean, we know Liverpool are in quite indifferent form at the minute. And will they look at Wolves differently, knowing that Wolves gave them a real turning over a month or so ago?
Yeah, they did. And I think for me, it's always a tough place to go, and they can switch it on at any stage and be, you've seen glimpses of it in the last couple of weeks back to where they are, and then they might lose their form again. But no, listen, I think it's huge. I think anytime you play one of the big four at home, it's a massive occasion because, to give your fans that result. And I think it was huge for the new manager. I think, it was a real sort of, obviously they had to win at Everton, and he came in, there was a real positive attitude. And then to turn over a team like Liverpool as convincingly as they did, I thought it was a really, really strong performance throughout the 90 minutes. Maybe could have even won by more the way Wolves played on the day. So, yeah, listen, they'll have no fear going there now. They'll believe they can get a result, regardless of it being at Anfield, just purely from the result a couple of weeks ago. I know, we've played them. We seem to get them every year in the cup at the minute. But yeah, we've played them in the cup a few times, turned them over, and had a bit of bad luck in the cup. But listen, that result is going to do wonders for the team. And I think the way Wolves are playing at the minute, seems to be real confidence in them. I think even, I look back at the Southampton game, and they're under pressure and they're down there, but to go into 10 men and show that character. And second half in that game, they only look like one winner for me. It only looked like Wolves could win, and that just shows where the team is mentally at the minute. I think the signings have been good. The players that have come in January, and the squad's gone from strength to strength. So yeah, nothing to fear. And I have absolutely no worries of Wolves going there and hopefully getting a result.
Because it's Liverpool Wednesday, Spurs on Saturday.
Yeah.
It's the funny thing about football, isn't it? If they'd have lost to Liverpool at home a couple of weeks ago, like many people would have predicted on their betting coupons and all sorts of stuff, and then when at Southampton beaten Bournemouth, got a point at Fulham, then suddenly everyone says we're on this run and this is a completely free hit. Because they lost to Bournemouth, the attitude is slightly different because you had that little dip and that little blip. So do they look at these two games and go, we've got a points total we need to get out of these two? Do they look at them as a complete free hit and we're not expected to get anything against two established big teams? How do you approach it?
I think you just approach it as next game. I think, like you said, it's a strange one. Probably a couple of weeks back, people wouldn't have expected Wolves to turn Liverpool over the way they did at Molineux, and likewise, I think everyone. We were playing at 3 o'clock at the same time, and when I came in, I was surprised that Bournemouth had turned Wolves over at home. So it's the beauty of the Premier League, isn't it? And I think, in a strange way, you never know where your points are going to come from. On paper, it looks like two difficult fixtures, but I just think Wolves are playing with a real confidence and aura at the minute. And like I said, to go to Fulham on Friday and play the way they did, especially the first sort of 10 minutes of the second half, and come away disappointed, I think that shows where the team is at the minute. You rewind that back probably 4 or 5 weeks, you probably would have thought they were expecting results, but to come away from Fulham, disappointed with a point the way they're playing, the way their season's going, you just take every. I think the team's in such confidence at the minute, playing good football. I think the manager's picking the right team. He seems to be getting the best out of the sort of stronger players. So yeah, for me, listen, tough games, but there's no reason why they can't go and get a result. And the way that Wolves always have a big result in them, and we've seen that over the years since I've been in the Premier League. That A lot of the big results have come against big teams. They seem to sometimes falter against the teams in and around them. So yeah, nothing to fear. And 2 games to go with confidence the way they're playing at the minute.
Wolverhampton is a proud and diverse city, proud of its history and proud of its people. When times are tough and life is challenging, Wolverhampton stands together. At Wolves Foundation, we are the heartbeat of the community. We support thousands of people across the city of all ages and abilities. Half of the people we work with are from areas among the most deprived 10% in the country. We encourage people to become healthier and more active. 92% of our participants have improved their mental and physical well-being. We develop lifelong learning and skills. 90% of our participants have improved their educational achievement. We work hard to build safe, strong, and active communities. 84% of our participants feel they have contributed to a safer, stronger, and more inclusive community. Football is such a powerful sport. It brings us together and drives us forward. At Wolves Foundation, we are proud of our work and proud of our impact. Creating opportunities and changing lives.
It's Matchday live from Anfield. Mikey Burrows, Andy Thompson, and as you can see, the former Wolves captain Sam Ricketts has joined us here at Anfield. Sam, great to have you with us here tonight. Your thoughts, really? I know you've literally just got in the ground, just sat down and opened your laptop up, but the big team news: Mateus Cunha not involved tonight, having gone off injured on Friday, and João Moutinho in there, potentially as a number 10, potentially as a bolstering the midfield as another number 8. How important do you see his role tonight? Because there's a number of fans getting in touch with us that are concerned that Wolves maybe don't have the speed in the forward areas with Moutinho playing in that role.
No, definitely not. And I think that João brings an awful lot of experience into the team, which can always be good in certain situations. And also been a very, very good player for a number of years now at Wolves. But the legs and the speed to attack tonight are going to be really important. You'd imagine Liverpool will end up pushing Wolves back, and it will suit Wolves to play on the counter-attack, but you need legs to be able to break with that on the counter-attack. So use from the ball will be very good, but maybe breaking from midfield and breaking lines won't be his game, obviously.
Raul Jimenez, Tomo, had a really good game on Friday night, had a really good link-up play with Sarabia and Cunha. How important is it to get players in and around him? Because we saw on Friday, if you support your main striker, you can get goals.
Look, so he's able to say, I said that before the game the other night against Fulham, he's able to bring players into the game. He's able to be involved in assists, which he was for Sarabia's goal, and that's what it's all about. If you can get the quality right, if you can get that ball up to him with the quality that he needs, he'll hold it up for you. He'll challenge for everything. He didn't stop running the other night. I thought he played really well in the game, but he's just missing that goal. As you can see, he wants to get that goal. He's frustrated from it as well, but he's just got to keep going. And he's somebody who has always helped and worked within the team, and he's going to do that again this evening. But the quality is going to be the main point for me tonight.
We'll get more from Sam very shortly as we find out what it's like to go up against Liverpool as a manager, as Sam did in the FA Cup a couple of seasons ago. And we'll get the boys' predictions ahead of the big game. But something a little bit different, just to put a smile on people's faces. Maximilian Kilman this week has been making one of the boys' dreams come true.
Have you been looking around to see what you want to buy? Is that going in? Yeah? Oh, that's exciting. Good bet. Do you like that? Yeah. Yeah?
Oh, look, then you're right. I've got a voucher for you.
Oh, look at that.
You want to spend it together? You want to spend it together? Yeah. Have a look at some things.
Cool. You can have a photo.
Should show the voucher as well.
The voucher. Oh, you lucky boy. Oh.
It's for you.
Wow.
First one.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Go on then. Put that in. Do you like that? That's good.
Wow.
That'll keep you warm.
Wow. Very stylish.
Can we try a bit so turn it around? There we go. Wow.
No problem. Very nice to meet you. Hope you enjoy the presents.
It's not normally like that. I think it's just a bit
Starstruck. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
No worries. See you later, man.
We'll see you in a week Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll be there for the games.
Laughlin's special day made ever more special by the presence of Maximilian Kilman. Lovely to see. There's an argument that Tomo's been doing community work for 10 years by working with me, but we'll move on from that.
I'll do my bit.
We're here at Anfield tonight. Andy Thompson and Sam Ricketts alongside me for the fourth meeting in 53 days. Sam, does that play a part at all when you've played against the same team so often?
I think it does when you've had results like Wolves have, to be honest with you. I think it gives you confidence. I think generally whenever you play against Liverpool, it's always regarded as a bit of a free hit, really, because they're at the level they have been for the last 4 or 5 years. But Wolves have always made it very difficult, even if they have lost. They've generally made it very, very difficult for Liverpool. They've not run away with any game. So that breeds confidence, given the recent results, like I just said. They'll be coming here thinking that they can get a result more than just hoping. Sometimes as a player you hope, or as a manager you hope. But I think these tonight will be coming expecting or knowing that it is more than capable of getting a result tonight.
What is it like being on that touchline down there and the noise inside this place? Because, listen, Molineux is incredibly special, but everybody knows Anfield, when You'll Never Walk Alone starts up when the teams are coming out, it's just something different, isn't it?
Yes, obviously it's a special place and it's great to play, and it was relatively good to manage it, to be honest with you. Really, to be brutally honest, you're just hoping they don't catch fire. Because if they catch fire on the pitch, one, they could look like they could score nearly every attack. Secondly, the crowd get right behind them, and when they get behind them and push them on even more. So you're hoping just to kill the game a little bit as much as anything and slow it down and just take the atmosphere out of the stadium, because like I just said, when it gets going and when the fans are singing, the players are confident, moving the ball very quickly, they're very, very hard to stop.
Tomo, it's hard to know exactly what Liverpool's going to turn up, because since we beat them 3-0 a month ago, they're actually unbeaten in the Premier League. They've won a couple of games, but they drew at Palace on Saturday. They got turned over by Real Madrid, but let's face it, a lot of teams would get turned over by that Real Madrid side. So what should we expect as the opponents we're coming up against?
Look, say it's going to be very difficult. This manager's come under a lot of fire at Liverpool for the first time with the results. Champions League, looking limited in the opportunities to actually get into it with their league position. So they've got to change things around. They'll be coming out fighting tonight. But I just think that Wolves have got a belief from beating Liverpool, and they've got a belief that they think that they can do it again.
They know they've got a chance, don't they, basically?
They played it in the FA Cup, and I still think that they won the game. We got cheated out of it a little bit, but I just think they'll come here with confidence. Liverpool, I say, like, got a little bit of a hiding in the Champions League. Has it hurt their pride? Probably. But again, if I just think that Wolves, if they start quick, if they start on the front foot, if they get at Liverpool, put pressure on them, force mistakes, which we know that they can make because we've capitalised on it before, just keep going. Just have that belief. They can get a result here tonight if they do it right.
But that's interesting because many people would expect them, Sam, to sit back and deep. But Tomo's thinking, no, get into them and make life unhappy for them.
Yeah, and there's merit in that because you see Liverpool are playing without confidence at the minute, or certainly without the amount of confidence they have had. They're not the team that they have been the last 3 or 4 years. They're not been able to control the game. They look far more fragile, certainly in midfield, where I think you can break at them and get beyond their midfield and even outrun them. Even we were talking there earlier about João Moutinho coming in. I still think even with him in there, I think Liverpool are capable of getting run over in midfield, which is very unlike being able to say that about this Liverpool team. But they... a lack of confidence means you can go for them higher up the pitch, and if you get joy, you keep doing it, and if you don't, then you can sit back and play on the counter. And there will be times where they're penned in for sure, but Wolves move the ball can affect Liverpool with when they have the ball, certainly, and force Liverpool back, and Liverpool aren't defending well. They concede an awful lot of goals. So, like Tomo was saying, there is real belief, I would imagine, that they can get a result tonight.
Go on, Tomo, prediction time. What are you thinking?
Well, I haven't gone for my usual in the last few weeks, so I'm going back to it. I'm going to be 2-1 Wolves.
Sam?
Oh, you've just taken it off me. You go 2-1. I'll go 1-0 then. I think we frustrate. I'm going to have to go that way.
Now?
Yeah, you've put me in a very awkward position because literally I go 1-0 every week. I don't know. The head says draw. The heart obviously thinks we can win. I think there'll be goals in it tonight. I really do. I think Wolves have been a lot stronger defensively, but I think there's, stopping that Liverpool team, a front three, Diogo Jota back into the starting lineup for Liverpool. We all know how former players like to do against us. So I'm going to go 3-2 as a really over one, but I don't really think it's going to be 3-2. I think it's probably going to be a draw. But even so, you have to be confident, don't you? Sam Ricketts, Andy Thompson will be alongside me for full commentary at wolves.co.uk and on the move via the Wolves app, wherever you are in the world. Fingers crossed that Wolves can get a result here at Anfield tonight. We will leave you with the best of the last meeting, which wasn't that long ago. Hopefully a repeat is on the way. Hee-Chan Wang, good ball to find Sarabia with a low effort and just wide of the left-hand post. Sarabia will look back infield for support. Plays a 1-2 with Neves. Now with his orange boots, lifts it forwards. It's a good run into the penalty area and it's pulled across and it's it over the line! Yeah. Referee's checking, it's in! Yes. It's in! Wow. Wolves lead! Hee-Chan Wang will get the credit! Liverpool's defensive line on the edge of the box might come to Cunha, right inside of the penalty area by the byline, tries to lift it into the danger zone. Heading goal was by Kilman, smashed in! It's a debut goal for Craig Dawson! Welcome to Wolverhampton Wanderers! Wolves in an incredible position, leading by 2-0, but Semedo's dispossessed. Thiago with an early one on. Darwin Núñez into the penalty area, brilliant save by Jose Sarr. Early ball, Mateus giving chase. Mateus stealing it from Matip! Good save by Alisson. Sliding challenge comes in from Basic. Gakpo down the Liverpool left, up towards the corner of the area. With a short ball in, it comes to Núñez. Pulled back. Naby Keita with time, strikes it and blocked on the edge of the line and somehow scrambled away.
Yes. Oh, what defended.
Long ball downfield. Darwin Núñez in behind. It went over the top of Kilman and it's a big save by Jose Sarr. Joe Gomez, Moutinho So close to stealing it. Really good challenge. He's got it now. And Adama Traore set off. And Matinho trying to find him. Traore racing out to the right hand side. Needs support to arrive in the penalty area. Pulls it back. It's Ruben Neves! Ruben Neves! Ruben Neves! What a moment from the captain! All the pressure that's been applied has suddenly been released.
Brilliant. What a first touch. That goal is all about his first touch.
A classic Wolves combination.
Brilliant.
Matinho, Traore, Neves.
The law of this jungle is as old and as real as the sky. And the wolf that abides will prosper, but a wolf that breaks it will die. You see out here in this jungle, we run it forward and back. For the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack. I used to run with the pack, nowadays I run for the pack. Represent from the front to the back, balls in my heart, my city and the map. I was in the field, you're sitting on the bench. See me in the gym, rep till I'm bench. Sweat till I win, that's a victory stench. Yeah, we stay ready for the war, man, I settle in the score. Right now I'm with the hype, I ain't in it for the light. I was down on the ground, now I'm up for the fight. Seaside at the dark, now it's into the light. Alpha mode, down for my team. I wake up and I'm chasing a dream. Don't dirt, but my crap stay clean. Send for me, rude boy, I am me. Look at my jump with the verses. Clean sheet in him and I'm on the verse with. Prize fighter, I'm taking the purses. Death match and death, I'm making hearses. The law of this jungle, we run it forward and back. For the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack. You see out here in this jungle, we run it forward and back. For the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack.